A very good evening to you. This is the People's Comezam. Very late in the evening. It's about 5 minutes to 12 midnight. Still working for the country just like you've been doing. I'm inspired. I'm motivated. Let me go through the permutations in terms of the figures, because this game is about numbers and so forth. There's a lot being said about how Parliament will not impeach for various reasons. Section 97 is very clear. Some lawyers are giving their opinions and so forth, but we've got the Speaker, the National House of Assembly, Advocate Jacob Mtenda. He'll guide us through. So let's wait for tomorrow and let's see what will happen and so forth. But it's clear from our point, after consulting the number of lawyers that we had today, that the process must not take long. 2 days the most, 3 days it must take and so forth. So let's now go to the real crux of the matter, figures. How does it stand? We've also had a lot being talked about that. Listen, MDC will pull out and all that. And if they pull out, ZANU-PF will not make it. And if they're in, what does it mean as well? I urge you Zimbabweans to understand one thing. We are all members of Parliament representing you all. And it is important that at some point we do what's good for Zimbabwe. And the agenda here is Mugabe must go. That's what we are all pushing for. You did it. You march, the solidarity march. All veterans, you were outstanding, and you remain outstanding. You've played your role. The Zimbabwe Defense Forces has played its role. ZANU-PF has played its role. The military, I've already mentioned, they've played their role. Now Parliament must play its role. So really, let's now look at how Parliament will play its role. First of all, you have a situation where you've got 270 members in the House of Assembly, National House of Assembly. 197 are ZANU-PF. MDCT has got 70. MDC has got 2. And 1 independent candidate or 2 independent candidates, because you can say 196 on ZANU-PF, and then you minus 1 and you bring that to 2 independent candidates, myself and Jonathan Samkange. You have the Senate, which has got 80 seats. ZANU-PF 37, MDC 21. The chiefs are 18, and 2 representatives representing those with disability, which then gives you a total of 350 members of Parliament of the lower and upper house. What is required is 2/3 majority, and 2/3 majority is 234. In 234, we've got to understand that ZANU-PF, if you calculate the 196 that they have, if you calculate the 2 that they have for independent candidates, if you calculate the 37 that they have senators, and the chiefs, all of them who are 18, you get a figure of 252. Let's also say that there's some who are on the run: Chombo, Mzembe, Kasukwere, Anastasia Moyo, Jabon, and so forth. Give it 10. So you now bring it up. If you take 10 from that, then you have a situation where you have 242. Still, you get to, still it surpasses 234. The opposition has got 70. We went through this when we debated the First Amendment, in which ZANU-PF required 180, 2/3, and they got 182. So quite clearly, figures are important. But what is critical at the end of the day is it's not about who's going to move the motion. Believe you me, Maridadi and myself, Honorable Maridadi and myself, had already spoken about this. Maridadi had spoken about the impeachment before myself some time ago. And I called him and said, why don't you move the motion? I'll second it. But of course, reliably told that the 2 parties and the political parties met and agreed that ZANU-PF moves the motion and MDC second the motion. I don't care who's going to move the motion. I don't care who's going to second the motion. But what is important is for us to ensure that we're able to impeach the president. We must set our differences aside and act as Zimbabweans in unison of one common enemy. The biggest reform is the removal of Mugabe. And I'm telling you that I have no doubt that as members of parliament, from what I saw from ZANU-PF's caucus meeting, which I was invited, there were 17 cabinet ministers. The unity is unbelievable. For the first time, they did not say Pamberi na Mugabe or anybody. It was about the party, it was about the people, and they are desperate to get things going in the right track. The opposition, equally, I know that they need change. They are the ones who must be given the recognition and the due respect for having fought Mugabe first, in realizing that he was the evil that was destroying all of us. But what is critical too, and this is what has always been said by Morgan Tsvangirai, and I quote him, "Vanalembwa avashunire musu umwe." As a result, isusu tashunira iyenezo hamfani kuti blame awo imakaona tisataona MTC, but parizvino ngatifambe pamwe chete. Let us set our differences aside and let us lead our people. I'm saying this, if we are not able to impeach the president because of our own personal differences, I am saying this to you now. I will step down as a member of parliament, because there will be no point in me representing people if we are not able to get together at a time like this. This, I'm telling you, I don't need to be a member of parliament if I'm not able to transform and to be able to put the people's agenda first. It will mean that as members of parliament, we are selfish, we are about ourselves and nothing else. I have totally lost faith in all the political parties, and as a result, this will be just the final nail in the coffin. I will step down as a member of parliament. I think I'm blessed that I have enough that I can do outside just being a member of parliament and so forth. I'm blessed to have a farm, and thank to Uncle Bob for the land reform and so forth. So let's keep praying, come out there, motivate us outside parliament, so that when we do this together. The war veterans have played their part. It's about time we as members of parliament play our part. We ever said something which is not in line with your thinking and has upset people, let me apologize on behalf of them, and let me say, this is Zimbabwe, here we come, let's go. This is historic, it's important, and this will teach a lesson to any president, in that they can be impeached if they go wrong. This is Honorable Mliswa, the People's Commissar, Chinu Chedu, Zimbabwe. I love you.